explode a rocket, connect it to electrical leads that go to a battery-operated trigger. When you squeeze the trigger, the electrical current ignites the rocket and fires it down range. This weapon has a simple iron sight, gradated to 100, 200, or 300 yards. It can fire a high explosive, smoke, or anti-tank rocket. When it first shows up on the battlefield, it is capable of destroying almost any German tank, and that was a great shock to our enemy. They would respond in two ways. They would capture bazookas, replicate them, improve upon them, and eventually come up with something called the Panzerfaust, which was the grandfather of today's rocket-propelled grenade. The other way that they dealt with the arrival of the bazooka on the battlefield was to increase the armor of their own tanks. And by 1944, most German tanks were so thickly armored, a bazooka could not penetrate them. The Americans responded with a change in tactics. What a good bazooka team was trained to do was to knock off the track of an enemy tank or maneuver to fire into its rear and take out its engine. You would demobilize the tank, and if the tank can't move, it's a sitting duck on the battlefield, the crew would bail out. That tank is no longer a threat to you. GIs, though, being very adaptive and innovative people, figured out that bazookas could do more than take on enemy tanks. They could also attack buildings, bunkers, pillboxes. And as bunker busters, a bazooka was a very effective weapon. So what we're going to do now is we're going to send our gunner and our assistant gunner out to fire on this pillbox behind me. And what you're going to see is that the assistant gunner is going to take a rocket and put it in the back of the bazooka. He then uncoils electrical leads from the rocket, hooks them onto posts at the back of the bazooka. He'll tap the gunner's helmet on the head. That lets him know that this weapon is about ready to fire, and it's going to hit that pillbox right there. Demonstrate your weapon. And now for the first